Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My dear students, I am Murad Agriculture, Senior Lecturer, Department of Agriculture Studies, Milestone College, Uttara Dhaka. Let's go for today's online lecture.
Chapter 2, Section 2. This section name is Soil Erosion and its Prevention, and this is the first lecture of this section. After watching this lecture, we are able to understand the concepts of soil erosion, types and causes, then prevention of soil erosion, that means details about the soil erosion, and then how you prevent this soil erosion. Let's discuss about this section. First of all, we have to understand that what is soil erosion. Soil erosion means move surface soil on the earth due to different type of reason from one place to another place is called soil erosion. That means if you write down the definition, which is transportation of surface soil due to various reason is called soil erosion. That means when the earth's surface soil move from one place to another place due to different type of reason, that is called soil erosion. You can get 1 marks question, that means one knowledgeable questions like what is soil erosion, then you have to write down this definition. Then types of soil erosion. Basically soil erosion is two types. First one is natural soil erosion and the other one is artificial or man-made soil erosion. So what is natural soil erosion? Natural soil erosion means, if you have a look the picture, then you can easily observe that there will be no hand by man. That means it's created by God. That means naturally it's created. This erosion might be rainfall, might be wind, or might be flood. This type of erosion is called natural erosion. If you have a look this picture, there's water flows from one place to another place. That means like a flood. That is why it's called natural soil erosion. And then artificial or man-made soil. In our world, in this world, people or human beings move soil from one place to another place by different reasons for their betterment of their life. If you have a look this picture here, they showed that people digging this soil due to making the house or something like that. So this is called soil erosion, because this soil moved from one place to another place and then this soil is eroded. That is why it is called artificial or man-made soil erosion. Next is classification of natural soil erosion. Natural soil erosion basically two types. One is soil erosion due to rainfall and the other one is soil erosion due to wind. That means cyclone, any type of typhoon. This is called soil erosion due to wind. Now we will explain details about the soil erosion due to rainfall. So this is the soil erosion due to rainfall, where you can see first one is sheet erosion, second one is rail erosion, and third one is channel erosion, and last one is riverbank erosion. All are natural soil erosion which is occurred due to the rainfall. Now I will explain this all soil erosion. First one is sheet erosion. So if you have a look this picture, then you can easily understand what is sheet erosion. That means when rain or irrigation water flows on the soil surface from the higher slope to lower slope, that means from one place to another place, the upper soft and fertile soil particles in cut and moves away in the form of thin sheet. This is called sheet erosion. That means, like I said, if you have a look this picture, you can observe this water, this one might be rainwater or might be flood water. This one move from that place to higher slope to lower slope. That is why the upper surface soft and fertile soil moves from one place to another place like a thin sheet. This is called sheet erosion, and this is the first steps of soil erosion. Next one is real erosion. So what is real erosion? Real erosion is the second steps of sheet erosion. That means due to heavy rainfall or rainfall, several long narrow lines are formed along the slope which looks like handrails. If you observe your hand, you can see this type of rip or crack you can find on your hand, even in the soil. After the real erosion, the narrow lines eventually become larger in length and width. So when you observe this type of figure in the soil, that is the second step of soil erosion. That means first one is sheet erosion, second one is real erosion. So after sheet erosion, when the water flow higher slope to lower slope, that time the upper surface move from one place to another, and slowly that will make this type of hand rip like a channel or drain. That is called real erosion. You have to memorize this figure, because sometimes in the exam they will give you this type of figure as a stamp. Then you have to understand and explain that. Next one is channel erosion, which is if you have a look the picture, so this erosion is third step of sheet erosion. Real erosion is the source of channel erosion. That means the small channel produced in real erosion are increased in length and width due to the longer duration. That means first one is sheet erosion. After sheet erosion, the real erosion happened, and then slowly this real erosion make the bigger drain like the picture, that is called real channel erosion. If you have a look the previous one, real erosion, the drain is very small because this is the starting phase of the erosion. And then if you have a look again the channel erosion, then you can see this one is bigger. So this is called channel erosion, and this is the third steps of natural soil erosion due to rainfall. Next one is river bank erosion. This one is as well natural erosion, and remarkable cause of soil erosion in Bangladesh is river bank erosion. Every year, hundreds of hectares of lands go under river, like in Chatpur, Shirazganj, Golondo, even in Shariatpur, Faridpur, or here you can observe lots of village go under the water due to this river bank erosion, and lots of people lost their house and everything. So this is very dangerous in our country, and this one is very impact is very negative impact in our country. That is why lots of people they become homeless, houseless and landless. This is called the another natural river bank erosion, and this is called too much disaster in our country. Now I will explain the causes of soil erosion. However, you know the causes of soil erosion already when I explained the previous one, types and classification. Even I will explain that in one. First one is rainfall. That means when the rainfall is occurred, after that water is stagnant in the surface soil, and then slowly that will move from one place to another place. That means higher slope to lower slope. That is why then start the sheet erosion, then real erosion, then channel erosion. So this is the first cause of one of the main cause of soil erosion. Next one is land slope. Easily you understand that when the land is flat, that or plain, that time water do not move from one place to another place very quickly. But when the land is slope like a hill, that time from the top portion the water goes down. That means go to the lower slope very quickly. That is why soil eroded very quickly, like every year in our country near the hill tracks as called landslide. That is happened due to this rainfall or wind, due to the land slope as well. That is the another causes of soil erosion. And next one is nature of soil. We know that there will be last class we already talked about nature of soil or classification of soil, like sandy soil, clay soil, loamy soil, silt soil. So if the soil is not compact, there are particles, that time soil erosion is less. But if soil particle is very loose or coarse or medium coarse, that time soil erosion very quickly. For example, sandy soil in the coastal area or in the riverbank area, if you see the sand is quickly dry when a little bit sun, so that times that soil is eroded that means transformed from one place to another place very quickly. But in clay soil, that is not coarse, that is very fine, that means very compact soil, so that will not eroded very quickly. So that is why nature of soil is very important for causes of soil erosion. Next is nature of crop. For example, you cultivate mango in a place, 1 hectare of land. We know that mango plant is very straight. That means their branches and canopy go straight, and then that will not cover the whole land. But if you cultivate watermelon, or if you cultivate some vegetables which are grass which cover the land, so when you cover that crops cover the land, that time little bit water or little bit rain cannot move the soil from one place to another place. But when the land is not covered, like if you cultivate jackfruit, then mango, berry, that will not cover the whole land, that time that soil is eroded from one place to another place. Next one is method of land cultivation. That means how you cultivate the land, how you cultivate the land. So if you cultivate rice plant in the land, that will erode little bit soil. If you cultivate the vegetable like spinach, that time eroded less, because spinach cover whole the land. If you cultivate jackfruit, that will do not cover the whole land, that will erode less type of soil. This is called the method of cultivation. Intensive cultivation, that means if you cultivate crop in the land every year, suppose you cultivate from January to September, first 3 months rice, again you cultivate wheat, again you cultivate vegetable, that means you need to be make sure the gap of the cultivation interval. If you do not make gap, that means if you do not leave the land fallow, then you cultivate the land very quickly. That is the another reason of soil erosion, and this is called the man-made soil erosion. Wind, obviously I told you before, wind is the another major reasons or causes of soil erosion. Like if you when you suppose you walking through the road, and sometimes wind blow, and you feel some sand or some dust go to your eyes, that means that is soil. So you feel that is soil, that is the example of soil erosion. That means little bit wind, one place to another place, soil move, that is the another main reasons of causes in our country. Like every year cyclone, typhoon, different type of natural disaster occur, that is the another causes of soil erosion. Human activities, like I said, human being in the world, they prepare house, they cultivate land, they prepare, they make drain, this type of activities occurred, and then soil move from one place to another place. That is the another artificial or man-made causes of soil erosion. So this all about the soil erosion. Now how you prevent this soil erosion? So there will be some prevention we can do for soil erosion. So prevention means when prevention of soil transportation from one place to another place is called prevention of soil erosion. That means we have to stop to move soil or transport soil from one place to another place. That is called prevention of soil. So it is quite impossible to prevent the soil erosion 100%, but we can do less soil erosion with this protection or control. So first one will be the tree plantation. Like I said, when you plant more and more trees, that tree is root or capture or root compact the soil, that will not eroded the soil very quickly. But if the land is fallow, there will be no tree. That time that soil will be quickly eroded rather than where there is a tree. So we have to plant more and more tree as well. Cover crop cultivation. Some cover crops example is vegetable, then different type of vegetable like spinach, then watermelon, then pulse crops. This type of crop, when we cultivate, that time they cover whole the land. But other crops like maize, then mango plant, then tree plant, this type of crop do not cover the land. So when you cultivate cover crop, that time little bit rain or little bit water do not erode soil very randomly. But when you cultivate tree type plant like mango, shagun, this type of crop do not cover the whole land, that will be straight, and then they branch their canopy and everything. That is why we have to cultivate cover crop for controlling the soil erosion. Next one is mulching. Mulching means uh, provide some straw, dry leaves, or water hyacinth to cover the crop for for controlling wind or rainfall from the soil. That is called mulching. That means mulching means protect the soil or control the soil moving from one place to another place, leave something on the top of the soil. For instance, water hyacinth, and then dry leaves, straw, this type of thing. Even when we provide mulching, that time that soil keeps the moisture content, because sunlight do not enter in the soil straight away. That is why mulching is very very important for soil and plant as well. So we need to provide mulching as well for controlling the soil erosion. When and even when mulching is done, that time water sunlight do not go enter straight away, so the prevent the sunlight in the soil, and this will keep the, or this will preserve the nitrogen as well. So this is very very important. Land management. So we have to manage the land for whole year. Like we know that there will be 3 seasons of cropping, which is Rabi, Kharif, and Kharif 1 and Kharif 2. So if you manage the land, like one season we have to cultivate crop, the other season will be do not cultivate the land, leave the land fallow. That will be if we leave the land fallow, that time we are not cultivating the land. That means soil erosion will be controlled. Crop management. So we have to cultivate the crop and we have to manage the crop. Sometimes we have to plant some leafy vegetable. Sometimes we have to cultivate pulse type crops, sometimes rice. This type of way we can contribute, or we can control the management and control the soil erosion as well. Drainage. Make sure if there is any flood or if there is any waterlogged condition due to rainfall, that time you have to drainage the soil properly, drainage the water properly and make the drain. Then what will happen, the thin sheet erosion will be stopped, and then when sheet erosion will be stopped, eventually at the end there will be no real erosion and no channel erosion. So that is why drainage is needed in the soil control, soil erosion control. Intercrop cultivation. Intercrop cultivation means when we cultivate tree type plant like mango, orchard, jackfruit, that time we can cultivate another crop in between the row or column of the plant. Like one row is mango plant, and after 10 feet 20 feet later the another row. In between this row we can cultivate different type of crops like uh, uh, like garlic, then ginger, then turmeric, this type of crop. This is called intercrop cultivation. That means in that place will be not easily water and the wind in blow from that place, and that will be keep the soil controlled from the erosion. Control flood. If there is any flood due to the natural disaster, that time we can control the flood, like make a river dam, make the protection, and we can move the water away from one other place. This is where we can controlling the soil erosion. But if this is happen and huge quantity, then we cannot control the soil erosion. This is the this will happen in the country. Cultivation in contours, that means cultivate the crops in steps, like this type of contour cultivation on farmers do in the hill tracks area. That means in the hill tracks area, that is very slopy land, that is why we can make the steps and then we can cultivate the crops across the line. That is called contour cultivation. And there is another name of another process of this cultivation as well, zoom cultivation as well. We see tribal people do this type of cultivation in the hill. And then improve soil texture, that means I told you before, sandy soil eroded very quickly because that one is very uh, dry and friable, because that pore space is very small, compactness is less. That is why if we improve that soil texture, like make it convert it a loamy soil with some steps which I explained you last lecture, then we can stop the or control the soil erosion. So this will all about the soil erosion control. Now, the what is the demerits of soil erosion, that means disadvantage of soil erosion. There will be not too much advantage of soil erosion. Maximum is disadvantage of soil erosion. First one is nutrient enriched surface soil is moved away from one place to another place. That means fertility decreases. As then soil erosion makes soil deficit in plant nutrients. Consequently, it hampers crop growth as well. Next one is continuous. The soil erosion fills up the river, canal, how bill. For the reason flood inundates the country, thus it damages the crops, birds, household as well. Next one is a vast amount of eroded soil is deposited in the river as well. That means river is fulfilled, thus it decreases the depth of the river and creates problem in navigation as well. There is a proverb that erosion of fertile soil means the soil, the erosion of civilization. So there will be no single advantage we can explain about the soil erosion, but maximum is soil disadvantage of soil erosion. This one is very very important for your creative questions as well. So this is all about today's lecture, and you can get this type of MCQ questions like how many types of soil erosion. There will be two types of soil erosion, and creative questions like explain the causes of soil erosion. You can get for these questions like for 2 marks, 3 marks, and 4 marks as well.
Thank you very much, my listeners, for watching today's online lecture. If you face any problem, contact your subject teacher. They must help you. Thank you very much.